This being the East Coast, peepers have had to be in a protective bag to avoid the horrendous humidity.
I've barely seen him at all.
I could say something, but coffee hasn't come in yet. Weird times today here in Missouri. The high is 79. I'm not sure how that even happens. Don't worry, it's back up to the 90s in like 2 days.
Gorgeous day.
Oh no. Oh no, you just asked for it. Other than a little bit of traffic noise and the occasional tick in the leaf litter, this was a really nice camp back here. We basically started following game trails until we found something that was not a private trail. We actually felt a little bit chilled last night. The zipper busted on Jen's little fleece bag, and she was actually wishing it was closed. It does look like the temperature swing is going to go back up in another day or two. We'll be to the 90s. It seems like, at least what we've seen so far of the Katy Trail, though, we'll have some tree cover like this, so the heat gets a lot more manageable. The only trick is going to be finding water, but like we did yesterday, we can always start knocking on doors. We have about another 190 miles or so on this, basically the exact same rail trail, till we get to Boonville, at which point we're going to cut a hard right. We have another 100 miles on another similar trail called the Rock Island Trail. And that will get us to Kansas City and the start of Kansas, which is where we think things are going to get a little bit more complicated again. Our hope is we're going to be able to make, 25 plus mile days, but we'll see. The only real timing struggles we're going to have is we have one person we have to meet today. They received a package for us. I've got a new shirt and some other things since I'm wearing holes in the back. And then the folks that hosted us in St. Louis, they have a lake cabin that we are going to stay at, which I kind of need at the moment because I've been so far behind on videos. If we don't get there tomorrow, there will be another gap, unfortunately. And then the only thing after that is trying to get to Boonville, where we have a general delivery box with a couple of things, and we have to make it there during normal business hours. Unfortunately, right now, it looks like if we do 25-ish miles a day, we're going to get there on a Saturday night, which is pretty much the worst possible time to arrive in a town for a general delivery package, since they're generally not open on Sundays. Kansas is looming rather large at this point. It is 500 miles, and depending who you ask, it is really pleasant or really dull. I'm kind of expecting things similar to the last couple of days before St. Louis, but I was actually okay with that. It was nice and quiet there. We have had a lot more traffic noise and people blaring speakers off their bikes since we've been out here. I was told by somebody who messaged me on Instagram that there are more services on the eastern end of the Katy Trail than the western end. And of course, since this seems primarily aimed at cyclists, they're going to stretch things out a little further. When you're on a bike, it's a lot easier to make, 40, 50 miles in a day. Versus if you're hiking, you're usually, in the 15 to 25. I just blew those guys' mind mentioning we're going from Delaware to San Francisco. I kind of wanted a river view last night, but there is no way you're getting me to set up without a good amount of verticality over the river. Yeah, my Facebook feed is all about the locks being closed due to high water and all the debris and people having to jump off the Mississippi source to sea till things calm down. Man, cool, dry, easy on the feet, scenic. It's the sort of conditions that make a guy feel like he could hike for another 94 days or so. I'm actually probably about a third of the way, if I had to guess, as far as time that I have this season. Though it does depend. I mean, if I get close enough where I can make it over the Sierra before winter snows become too much of a thing, I'll push it straight up into December again. I just have to get back to Southern California early enough to do the wilderness class pre-meeting and then whatever we're doing for Christmas. Yes! Sounds like Daniel Boone didn't really care for these two. Taters on bridges. Woo! Hey Jen, that place is for sale. I feel like we need to import some gators or something from Florida. It makes swim time much more exciting. So yes, that is a trailside brewery. And sadly, yes, they are not open today. And welcome to Defiance, where we were going to meet our friends, but we were moving a little quick, so our plan is to actually jump ahead to the next trailhead. This is nice, easy hiking for us.
So he's the baby of the family. Oh.
We'll see. I just can't wait to get Jen one of those t-shirts that says Kansas, it's not that bad. I think that's really going to work for you, Jen. Okay, and if Taters looks extra happy at the moment, it's because our friends over there not only brought yummy food and things to drink, but they brought a cute little doggy for Jen to play with.
Good friends, and it's good to see them. And also, their dog is really cute.
So that's the trick. If you actually want to meet us, you can promise to bring me coffee, anything like that. But yeah, you just tell Taters that some cute animal and she's there. Best thing about today is we successfully met Jay and Sabrina, and we did not drop a tree on them this time. We made sure we met them when the weather was good. There were no derechos, no like tornado warnings. And I take it this is the cave. Not sure what those are, but they don't seem to be accessible. 4:21, and despite a little bit of a late start, we're already 18 or so miles in, aka this is going nice and smooth. Oddly enough, all the bike traffic kind of disappeared on us all of a sudden. We can't tell if there's like a tornado headed for us or if people just want to ride in the morning. Also, unfortunately, that is another one of those breweries. Good news. And it isn't open till like Thursday, so boo. And of course they do have hostels, and at the town we're probably gonna end up near today, they actually have an opportunity where you can camp at the local park. They have showers, things like that, but quite frankly, I told Jen I'd do it if she wanted to. She had got to do that in like Ledor, I think, but wasn't there at middle of the Florida Trail. But in general, we'd rather be camping out by ourselves than dealing with music and traffic noise in town. This is basically the most perfect day of weather for weeks. Sadly, it's going to be back up to 93 tomorrow, and the humidity is going to come back, but we are fully enjoying it while it lasts. I mean, okay, yes, it was 5 seasons and a movie of bad characterization, idiotic plots, but maybe there was something redeeming about it. Okay, it is about 7:30. We are making for the next trailhead where we're filling up for the night. And then we're gonna see. I'm kind of tempted to push it, but because tomorrow we are being hosted by some friends, we're gonna try and get an early start, so we don't want to push it too late before we have to do that. I am really torn here because this has been the nicest day of hiking in weeks, if not longer. I feel like if I give up and go to bed, I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be 90 degrees and humid again. So we decided this time around we don't want to camp in town due to various people things in the past. So we found this little entryway to a farmer field, and there's plenty of room off to the side. We're just going to sit up here for the night.
Second camp on the Katy Trail. This one's not quite as nice as last night, but it's passable. Found a good clear spot just as it began to get full dark. This is on state-owned land, so the state owns this strip of land where the Katy Trail goes. We are still within that boundary, but right next to it is this cornfield, which is owned by Hootenanny. Hootenanny FLP or something. And you can tell that farm vehicles use this strip of land to access the trail. Probably won't come by, but if they do come by first thing in the morning, we're out of their way. And Matt's actually hoping to meet them because he wants to see who is named Hootenanny.
I want to have a Hootenanny with the Hootenanny. I hope they bring the jug though.
We'll see how tomorrow goes, but plan is to get an early-ish start so we can get a good solid morning in. And then in the afternoon, we have a cabin stay to look forward to. It's actually the same trail angels that met us on the Mississippi, that we stayed with their parents recently. They have a house out by a lake that Matt stayed at before and is really nice. So we're looking forward to resting up there tomorrow. Tonight we have rice and beans, got more of those today, super excited. And the last Fallout episode, I've been in suspense all day. Home sweet home for the night.